My view about price is that one of the unintended effects of biofuels was to create a price link, a price floor, where petroleum acts as a price floor for vegetable oils. And we are now at the point where, at today's petroleum prices, in this region of the world, actually a ton of palm oil is cheaper than a ton of crude oil, petroleum. And so we're now at the point where people who can would be using palm oil, or more strictly biodiesel or palmoline, to put into, you can put palmoline into your diesel tank. The original diesel car ran on vegetable oil, and you can probably better to use biodiesel. But at these prices, things like biodiesel, especially in Indonesia, are in the free market cheaper than diesel, where it's the unsubsidized market. So we're now at the floor, at today's petroleum prices, the floor for the palm oil price. The Indonesian duty structure, the actual supply of palm oil, is not affected by it, because the trees were planted years ago and they're now producing. So the duty structure, what it does is it affects primarily what kind of palm products Indonesia exports, Malaysia exports. And the Indonesian export taxes have made Indonesia more competitive in exports of refined palm oil, in exports of oleochemicals, in exports of biodiesel. And to that extent, they have changed the balance within the palm oil export market to the advantage of Indonesia and the disadvantage of Malaysia. And this has manifested itself in what we've seen in stocks. I am sure that palm oil stocks are very high everywhere today, but to the extent that Indonesia has taken export markets that would otherwise have been satisfied with Malaysian refined palm oil, they have put pressure on Malaysia to keep inside the country oil which it would have exported otherwise. So the main effect on price has really been via this pressure from Indonesia for Malaysia to hold more stocks. I'm sure that the demand for palm oil, especially if it remains as price competitive as it does today, I think there's no doubt that the demand for palm oil will rise. If, as it looks right now, economic growth is slower over the next 12 months than it has been in past years, maybe the growth in palm oil demand and vegetable oil generally will not be as high as it's been in some recent years. But having said that, those countries rely increasingly on imports. Their domestic harvests have not been so good of crops for making vegetable oil. So on balance, their imports of vegetable oils are likely to rise, and they are price-sensitive markets. So if palm oil remains competitive, which it will, they will buy more palm oil. My forecast for I make it very easy. I say to people, what do you expect the petroleum price to do? Because petroleum now sets the floor to the market. If you believe petroleum will stay where it is today, then my price forecast will be, as stocks start to come down early into next year, then the price of palm oil will rise. And I could imagine by the middle of next year, the price could be $150, even $200 higher than it is today. So in ringgit, you're talking maybe 600 ringgit higher. If, as I believe it should, petroleum prices come down, then while I believe the premium for palm oil over petroleum will rise, the petroleum price itself will fall. And that will pull down the whole price band, linking palm to petroleum.